Okay, well, this is the last 15 minutes on this painting. I started it in Swing and Paint yesterday. Actually, I finished it in Swing and Paint yesterday because I signed it. But there are a couple little things about it that, like up through here, that I'm not real happy with. I'm not happy with this. And the leaves need work. They're not projecting the way I want them to, especially through there. So, it was real wet yesterday, and it was margarita time, and so it's time to sign. So I'm back. I make a little green here. And I know it has a little blue. Painted these leaves before. I think I need to take this down so I can actually look at it closer. I'm also not wearing my glasses. That's probably a problem. And I'm just going to kind of go like that. And I'm going to take this one. And go like that. And lighten that one up. And lighten that up, maybe even more. Yellow to this thing. Probably should be wearing my glasses. My vision's not good today. And that pipe pops it a bit. Let's see. And I'm going to do another one right here. This one. It's kind of, I've been doing these things in Swing and Paint. I don't really get much chance to work, but I do when I take the time to do what I'm doing right now. Let's see. There's a right there that I just want to get in. A lot of noise there. And this one. Getting these things right. I don't like painting peony leaves. Never have. They're a pain. It looks like I'm having the same problem I had yesterday at the end. Let's get this one. So, painting is not exactly dry, but it is drier than yesterday when I left it. Okay, get a feel for it now. It's going to be difficult. So, I really should get my glasses. There's also a painting behind this reference that's right over there. That's kind of coming through this. And you can see this thing's going to get a lot of editing. helps. Actually, a little bit of that wet paint does help that's on there, because it's kind of mixing with what I'm doing now. And it takes a little bit to get warmed up in the morning. I've been messing with the camera for the last couple hours because I had a film that I spent a lot of time on that was actually out of focus, and I didn't realize it until I got into the late into the editing. Very late.
Crossroads.
This is going to be one big file. Yeah, I put my glasses on. And I should comb my hair, but I haven't. And I'm going back to about where I was. I was going to be here somewhere. And through this videoing, I've learned that I am a fanatic about detail, or attention to detail. I've always kind of known that, but now I really know it. You hear the dogs in the background occasionally. That is Scarlett and Riley, but more specifically Scarlett. She's the more vocal of the two. Oops, Daisy. And normally I use an iPad to do this for the reference, but I didn't feel like hunting down the original photo to this to put it in there, so I just used this. In fact, that was all I had yesterday was this. Alright, starting to get into it now. And you'll notice I have my glasses on. Probably a good thing. I'm under skylights, which is playing hell with the cameras, because I can't focus properly all the time. And I have a feeling it's going to take a lot more than 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure this is going to take a lot longer. I normally would never do this, but single session paintings are kind of special, and you have a tendency to mess them up when you start to play with them on the second day. It's kind of the reason why you don't mess with a plein air painting. My position on that is that they're nothing more than learning paintings, give you the experience of the observation, and that kind of stuff. And I've done my share of them, so I speak a little bit of authority on that. I'm not in the current camp that plein air is the end all. Painting, but it is a good learning tool. Excellent, in fact. Get a little more rose. Anyways, this painting, if it ever gets done, yeah, there you go. That's better. I don't know what it is, but it's better. And I'm going to pick that up a bit because I'm adding a little more rose to that. Because that's an interesting detail that I didn't get yesterday. Let's do that rose. background wasn't in when I did that. And it's still too bright, and I kind of got it off a bit. But I will fix it. In fact, it might even be better. See, that's a little sloppy. I really was in the mood for margaritas when it was margarita time, and they were all waiting for me to finish the thing. So I kind of shortcutted it. I would normally go a little further with it. I'm just going to take a little pink here. Let's see, where was I? I was doing something right there that I just want to put in there. And there's a lot of interesting stuff going right there. Peonies are kind of hard to paint. Beautiful flowers, but difficult to paint. Well, I didn't really mean to get into that. Alright. Brush needs to be cleaned a little bit. That's mud. That'll be a good thing, because I'll need some mud on this thing now. I'm going to get a clean paint going. Let's just see what we got here. I'll do this right here. Connect that. And bring that over. And bud that way. So I'm kind of doing the underwork. Take this off the canvas. Kind of come up through here. That's this color is kind of working. Don't ask me what the color is. I don't know. And the palette is in this one. Be perfectly synced. Let's see. And I'm really following color movements. In fact, the video might show that even better. Then I could explain it. And this is just got a little highlight to it like that. Go through this out. And look at that. Take that into there. So that improved that thing quite a bit. This has to be reshaped outside, which is okay. And kind of go up like that. All right, that's better. There's something that I see up there. That'll marry it up to this iris. I'll fix that now. Warm up. And let's see, that thing is light pink, warmer pink. So I'm going to take Million and make her light pink. A bit of medium. This may or may not be right on the first go, but I'm going to see what I can do. Alright, not quite. But it did mix with all these other colors that were still wet, and that's nice. I like that. And I'm going to get some more of this vermilion. That might be good. And right along that edge, just highlight it a bit. And that's got more color in it. More shine. There we go. And this has color going up through it. Like that. Since I don't have my cadmium, or my, those are in orange out, I'm going to just use cad yellow to do this. Come on up like that. Alright. There, and spread it around a bit. There you go. Much better. And I'm gonna, oops, I need clean the brush by simply using a palette knife to squeeze off the thing into the pile, and it just kind of cleans things up. And it's just, yeah, it's a little more than what I would like, but that's okay. I'm just going to dilute it a bit with that, which will heighten it. I like that. A little bit of that. These are things that you probably can't see, but that I can. All right, I think. All right, take a lighter pink. Just going to add some light to all that. See what happens. And I want to come off this. Yeah, just about like that. Don't think that's exactly the right color, but it might do fine. It's a very sunny, well, this was photographed under these same skylights. The sun comes down through pretty heavy. And I still don't have quite the right color I want. So I'm going to go over here and see what I can do about that. That's a little better. Start to see a petal that's opening up there. And I think that might work. And that might work. What's happening there is kind of interesting. It's a reverse shadow. Push it up a bit. I really am getting too deep into this. Like that. Takes the gold up. And then I can come in here like this. And just go like that. And add it there. It's not in the reference, but it is over here. So we'll just kind of start to modify that little puppy. Alright, so got that. Got that pop. Now I've got to make a light color to make it pop again. And let's see, I want it to be almost put a red in it. That's nuts. Too much. That's better. I'm just going to go with kind of a mixture. Not heavily blended. And plop. And you gotta get this thing right, Chuck. It's so bright you're not. Yeah, that may have done it. Right through there. Break that up a bit, make it more interesting. And they're both going the same way. I'll fix it the other way. And I've got to. Boy, that's not working. And I know it's pure white. That's how I got it the first time. Still not where I want to be on this. Let's see. That kind of helped. And this is very bright. I'll tell you yellow with this. Brush is really loaded with paint. There you go. Perfect. Try that same thing over here. Oh yes, I like the yellow in there. Suggest light. And I really gotta know what this looks like until I get really way back. Alright, so now we got some highlights that come down this way. There's one there. There. And kind of like that. And a little bit there. And more importantly, that one. I can normally do that with a different brush than this big flat one, but I don't feel like changing brushes. So I am going to do that. Put there. And I should mess with this up here, but that could be shaped the other way. Okay. Now, got this in my brush. Clean that up right there. I got a color over here, I think I'll go for that. Help. A little more blue. That blue over here. Yeah. A little redder. Abstract that up a bit. That's not quite right here. That's the wrong color entirely. So when you paint and work under LED lights, which is what I've got here, although I don't have them on. That's really pretty good color in this. And let's see if there's any of this. No, it's not there. This is okay. Darker, bluer. There's any shade after it. Okay. A little mucking around. Clean my brush bit. I don't use turpentine or cleaners of any type. Now I'm just going to bring my mud pile back together again. May not use it because this is a last 15 minutes, but normally this would get used in the background, just recolored, and it still happens. But there's that color that will work in this painting, pretty much wherever I want to use it. I'm going to come back, and there's a nice little highlight right there. And I was kind of missing. Let's see if I get the right shape. Right there. blue tip. And I just have to make some shadowing in there, but that kind of does that. And let's see. And there's something right there. Perfect. So let's see if I can get this one. My white is dirty now, but it's okay. I'll come back to that. And there's light right there. Shape's not that, yeah, there's better. And like that. There's a neat little thing right there. Let's see if I can get back to it. It's right here. Take two things, I think, to do that one. Wrong brush, but yeah, lazy sometimes. Okay, I'm going to stop the cameras. Take a break and see what happens. I got a phone call in the middle of this one, and God knows, and I need to look at it. All right, back. Hopefully won't get too many more interruptions. But anyways, I took off the, scraped it kind of clean a bit. I don't like to have texture showing underneath. It just bugs me. So this whole area is kind of undefined and has no character. So I'm going to make a little darker green, put a little yellow in it. And let's see if I can't make that a bit better. And come like that. And then this one, I actually like that particular part of it. And let's see. And that's one back in there. So I might as well make it a kind of leaf shape. And then these go in like this. Make it just break the edge a bit. And I think that works. And then I'll carry this up. I'll darken this down through there. So I'm just taking the dark from yesterday's session. I'm going to make that a little more defined. And I'm going to push that down. Put it into the shadow more. Take that out. And take that, drag that paint this way. Maybe even that way. Clean up that edge. And I'm really following the reference now a bit. Get a little jaggery edge. And come there. And I'm going to take this, there's a thing like that. And that's how you bring out some leaves. There's a painting behind it, so it's, I've got to ad-lib here a bit. I may even put it in before it's over. Use that. And there's a little leaf in there, which I think I'll just take some of this paint and suggest it. And come in and monkey with it a little bit later. And there's one going that way. Okay. That really did help. And that needs a little punctuation in here. I didn't use much medium on the some of this yesterday. It's just pure paint, which I do sometimes. Well, I don't really know I'm doing it. Just do it. I'll darken that one down. I want it to stand out a bit different. So see, this movement is really darker going this way. So I'm just going to darken that down because I've got kind of a dark color on my brush. I'll just put some intermediate. It's going to have to be darker than what I've got it, but that'll remind me it's there. And then this is coming that way, which pulls that leaf out. And there's some purple there. That's cool. That's alright. And then this dark comes down. So this here is just punctuation that I would get to a little bit later. But I wanted to get these leaves kind of defined and get the light from this on here so it pops. And I probably will lighten this a bit right through here when it's all said and done. Now there's dark, so I think what I'm going to do is darken up. And to do that, I'm going to use Prussian blue and alizarin, because I really want it dark. I don't fool around about it. So that's the Prussian. And I'll just take a little of that straight up. Come back into the game. And try to remember where I was going to do that. Let's see. I definitely was going to do it in here. Pull that out and come over and kind of work it into that and then underline that. And I'll just kind of take that down, make it part of the base. And then I will darken that side. So again, straight up. I'm going to pull this one out and give it a little wiggle. That stuff wiggles. And going up like that. And I'm going to put a little spot there because I see it. And go in there, clean up that mess in there, same with there. So this is kind of noodling your way through shadows, bring things back out again different ways. Let's see, I'll pull that, and this definitely comes across like that. And there is, well, it's part of the painting, I think. But I keep going. To be careful here. But I think I'll take a. There seems to be a leaf that's coming like that. So I might play that out a bit. It'll pay off in the end. Now let's come back up here. And this leaf needs to be separated a bit. So now that helped. And I'll just take that off into there a bit, like that. Make that nicer. And then I'll just come back in here and hit it there. And maybe right there, but leave the rest. And then put some there. So now I'm just moving the dark as a movement, color movement. And so you've probably seen this clean straight up. And I think I will put some there. I'm going to work my way up into there. I know that that's got to happen, and that has got to happen, and that did happen. And let's see, I've got to go too much further, but I want to darken this because there's dark, very dark painting behind it that is rather nice. from the Singular Focus collection. It's only been shown once, and that was when it was originally in the first exhibit of the Singular Focus. So I'm kind of coming down here, doing something similar. So it looks like I'm actually going to put that painting in. So what I think I'm going to do is start it right there. Pick it up down here. Did that on the last one too, and it was really kind of successful. So I want to pick up, I want to punctuate and make it pretty. And that'll allow me to shape this edge like I want it. I think I'll bring this down, although it might not even show. And let's see, there's some other nonsense right there. It's kind of raggedy. Sometimes they're like that, but I'm not going to completely. But I will do something. I'll come down here. And where that purple was. And the alizarin and the Prussian are really working quite well for this. I'll come in here because that's deeper in. Punctuate it there. So it looks like this is becoming a gallery painting as opposed to a quickie, which is okay. And I'm going to kind of shape these up. See how that pops out now? And starting to bring the, I don't mind the shadows, but I want to come in and poke this one up. And just kind of create ridges in the glass and play it subtly, but and then go up like that. And I haven't used much medium. It was just straight from the thing, so now I'm going to add a little medium because I think I can have some fun with it. Connect up that lower part with that. And yeah, let's see. Refortify something I did yesterday. That was right there. But I think it'll be just marks. Like that. And I'll break that about a little bit. And well, I don't know that I've done right here or not, but I don't care. This whole painting is in play now. So, alright. I'll go back. These will be in a different tone. Some of them will be darker than what they are. So right now, just to bring out some stuff. Oh, wrong with that thing. That's okay. It's placed now, so it'll actually be all right. I'll just come back in and reinstate it whenever I need to. But I do want to get this thing fixed. There's a koi paint, part of a koi or a lily back in there in the painting that's showing through, and I don't really want it to. So I don't want that much attention put to it. Now, since we got the painting there, I'm going to put that in. This thing really does need a lot of work. And I think I'll put the koi in. Take the red off. It might be kind of cool. So, I'm going to put that koi right there. And give it some reason. And I'll just highlight it later. Start to get it in there. Before it's finished, you'll know what it is. Now, to fortify that that's something in the painting, I'm going to go back in and darken this to shape it out like a koi. Let's get a little more blue. Get a lot of overhead glare right now. There we go. So that kind of pops it a bit. And since I did like that little spot, but I'm going to kind of come through like that and phase it out a bit, because I don't want your attention off of that. So that's kind of ad-libbing. And just kind of work it into this, and that'll allow me to, maybe I'll leave that. But this allows me to shape up these flowers that are there. Go back and just get some of this other. And bring your eye down a bit, like that. I'm going to carry that dark, so I'm going to go Prussian, alizarin, and see what happens. Yeah, there you go. Take it up there. So, yeah. Gives it a little bit of interest there. And it's starting to look like a lily there. Now I'm gonna pull out some leaves. Remember that one over here. I'm just gonna shape it up a bit. Pull those out just kind of randomly. Kind of like fake it. And there's an interesting one right there. So I think I'll use that. And I'll take that like that. And I'll come in and mess with it a little later. And let's put a mark there. But I want to get over here and just kind of extend this painting out that way. And I'll add some green, some coming this way and one that way. And then I'll play with that area. Okay, I'm going to pop that up. Make that dark. I'll come back in with green and should make it work. This is needs, just going to kind of fuzz that up a bit as a background. And this is like there. And this is there. And bam bum. I think that improved it greatly. But I won't know that until I step back. Let's see, I saw something there I didn't like. Right there. So I'm not so sure what the heck that is, but I'm going to fix it. Got a feeling it'd be a leaf. Alright. I'll take some of this green as my last move before I break. Make a little bit of this and make some green. And I don't like indecision, and that's what that just was. But yeah, here's where I want to do that. Nope, it's not dark enough. It'll be really dark. Red. Might even do some of that Prussian. Because I want it rich. Yeah, that's better. Red. Green, I mean. Yellow. See that in there. This. And there's one there. Just kind of play with a bit. Bit. I'm going to come back in and play with it more. And I'm going to work on that. So, okay, break. Essentially what I'm doing is brightening up, raising the temperature up a bit. I'm just going to go like that. little scraping. All this has got to be redone or cleaned up. Not really cleaned up. And I need to do that. And work on these two things, perhaps that. But right in here is the problem with it. And then we need to get off of this. We added a camera. And I've learned that I'm standing in front of the camera. It's not a good thing. See if I can't get this better. Didn't exactly follow the course there, and as a result, I'll pay the price I expect. In fact, I know I am. The light is hitting it the most. I just can't see it. I hate these leaves because they're so hard to paint. That helped a little bit. And I'm also trying to stay out of the camera view. I'm sure you're not going to be able to tell this on camera, but it is a better color when it comes to the painting itself. And I'm going to make a change here. I'm going to lighten this up because there's two leaves right there. That I could take advantage of. And let's see, focus on this thing. It's really hard. So what was going to be a 15-minute video, finish up from swinging paint, is now well over an hour and a half. And it's kind of the way it goes. People will think they're going to finish a painting and swing and paint, and then they'll bring an extra canvas. And what happens is, never happens. They very rarely get into the second canvas or start a new canvas because they had the little time to sleep on it, and they see things that just weren't quite what they wanted. And I'm going to lighten this up. Yeah, that's better. And there's one right there. Probably end up having to change that. When I first started with this, so I get a softer result, So it's kind of one of those in-between colors that where you can do a very light shading and it works. It's more effective close up, but anyways, early in the morning, when the market opens and the sun is up, I video edit. Then when the market opens, I do that. Go dark. And for me, any dark is any dark color that I've got on my thing, and I don't really care too much about what that is, as long as it is dark. It could be purple. That's what it is. And that's good. And this I want to increase right there. And there. And this one that I was fooling with, where did it go? It's this one. Shape that puppy. I'm sure it's better, but so this paint stands incredibly good chance of getting overworked and being only good at 30 feet and disappointing close up and personal. I like my paintings to be touchable. And this edge needs to get cleaned up a bit. So pull that leaf out now. Take it there, and it disappears. And get a little jaggities. Yeah, let's see, where else do we put a little of that? I'm about ready to say I'm not going to mess with this much more as far as this goes. Was it? It's right here. I want to clean that up. So it pokes out a bit more. I want to clean that edge up. And break that one. And clean that up so it's definitely separate. With the iPad. That's good. Nice. And I'm going to come down and I'm going to put a little bit there. And I might, I'm going to come down, pick it up here, and go down with it. And I want it to move into that other stuff so it becomes, I want it to finish. Or clean that detail up. Alright, stop right there. I'll bet you it's not straight. It's not that bad, actually. How about that? To make it more convincing. Yeah, it's not red enough. Back up and make it red like that. Put it right there. And I'll fix those pieces as I go. And it's a little less. I'm going to just grab some of the orange and just come up and go like that. Okay. Put a little of that color there to suggest that it's coming through. Not through there though. Yeah, maybe there. Okay. I'm going to take that color and do something. May regret this, but I'm going to put it through here as a transition. And because I like movements to continue, I'm going to come through here and kind of do the same thing. Warm it up, basically, is what I'm doing. And making it interesting. So it's connecting from there, through there, all the way out. And now, I think I'm just going to take it out of the canvas. Like that. Alright. I'll tell you, running 3 cameras is taking memory, but there is no tomorrow. So we're going to finish this little puppy, and it's kind of something that happens here, but it's in this thing a lot, actually. It's like right there. It's all through here, really. And I just want to create a line. The truth of the matter is this needs to be lightened up a bit because the light is coming down. And I don't know what I can do. Sometimes you can pick all your colors like so, which is about the same color that's already there. And that worked out. Normally I wouldn't care about the signature being having to do it over anything. Maybe I will. Things that I sometimes do. Tight truth. That kind of gives an end to it. There's really a cord there. All the controls for my lights from up ahead. You'd think that being a designer, I wouldn't allow that to happen, but I think this puppy is finished and I'm stopping.